Okay, so the race has started. Let's see what we get. We got the fairy cave right next to North Palace and the town of Rudo near to it. The town of Rudo cannot be it's useless in this moment. And Cool and the gang finds the town of Saria. Meanwhile, Link 7777 finds the raft, which is the first item that everyone is looking for. While Cool and the gang is getting the mirror under the table to get his spell in the town of Saria. Also Amazing Toaster getting the raft too. So, Cool and the gang gets the spell of jump that is useful for him to get the downstab tech in the town of Middle, if he finds it. Meanwhile, Link 777 and Amazing Toaster are looking for some luck in Death Mountain. Okay, and Link gets lucky and finds the Hammer Cave in Dead Mountain very quickly. Also found by Amazing Toaster. But Link takes a death in that cave because digging that mountain so soon is pretty dangerous because you are very low on levels. Okay, Link is getting to the last room, to the second to last room in Hammer Cave, while Toast takes a death also in the first screen of Hammer Cave. So Link is gonna show us what the item in that mountain is, if he doesn't take another death, because he only has one life. He may game over. And Cool and the gang is in the town of Mido, and Link gets trolled by a pea bag in that mountain. He takes experience anyway to get some levels, and Amazing Toaster is going for that destiny too, getting trolled by Dick Shake, the creator of Zelda 2 Randomizer, by getting a pea bag in that mountain. So Cool and the gang gets the down stab technique that is very useful, and everybody is looking to level up a little bit. The encounters aren't so bad, but anyway, it is very good to level up properly at the beginning. Yuna's also finding the raft, which, as I said earlier, is the item that everybody looks for at the beginning, because it lets them explore the east. So everybody is finding out that this is a very limited overworld that they have access to. They may need to find the boots, or they may need to go through some caves to find the rest of the west continent. Yuno's getting downstab. He is a very good player without downstab, but he's a monster with downstab, so beware of Yunos in this moment. So Cool and the gang is exploring the east, if I am not wrong, because I saw the desert tile, but I didn't see the item that he got in there. Meanwhile, Link is in Parappa Cave, which is one of the caves that leads you through another part of the West Continent. And I believe he finds another part of the continent with a cave that is blocked by a rock. And he finds the town of Rauru, which has a free spell that he's gonna catch. Let's see what they give him. Also, the location of Great Palace is in the West Continent. In the vanilla version of the game, the Great Palace lies in the Valley of Death, but in Randomizer it can lie anywhere. And Link gets the spell of Fairy, which is very, very useful because he can get through some rooms in the palaces, and also he can go through doors with that spell. And he can skip a lot of unwanted stuff with the Fairy spell. So it is a big find for Link, which also I was gonna say he was the only one that took the Parappa Cave, but Cool and the gang is just behind him getting through Parappa Cave, and he's gonna find all the things that Link is finding. So Yunus is gonna be the third player trolled by Death Mountain. And Link 7777 is in which I believe is the Heart Container Cave. Let's see what he gets in there. Yes, it is that cave. And he finds the glove, which is very important because you can break blocks in the palaces, and some palaces are blocked by those blocks. Forgive the repetition of the words. Okay, so Cool and the gang also gets the Fairy spell, while Amazing Toaster is going for an item. Sorry, a spell. Sorry, he was going for downstep. Looking to 4 screens at once is pretty tough, but we'll make it. Well, the good thing about exploring Dead Mountain early and finding this troll is that they got some experience levels from it, so it's not so bad. And Link is in the Magic Container Cave, the first cave you find in Vanilla, dealing with a lot of enemies, including a red Dida, which throws axes at you, and if he's on a low roof, he's pretty hard to beat. Yeah, no luck for him. It is very hard to get through those guys. If I were him, I would use Fairy, but let's see what he does. He's a very good player. Okay, Cool and the gang in Heart Container Cave is gonna find the glove, which, as I said earlier, is very useful. And Link takes a death, game over in Heart Container Cave, so bad for him. But I bet he's gonna try again when he's ready to. So he takes Parappa Cave is very near the beginning, and also Amazing Toaster goes to the other part of the West that has very good stuff free for you to take. The only one that hasn't explored that part of the overworld is Yunus. which is surprising because, well, he's the favorite to win from among these four guys. So let's see what happens. He can fight his way through. Okay, Yunus finding Trophy Cave. Oh no, sorry. I'm distracted. The caves look similar. He's still in that mountain. And Link trying again for the magic container cave. Let's see if he gets lucky with that horrible Dyra. And he got lucky. He didn't got lucky. He pulled off his skill out from his sleeve and got a magic container, which is it's useful. Cool and the gang finding that red Dyra and game overing in hard container cave also. So that's a pretty tough cave. Everybody is dying in that cave. Thankfully, Parappa Cave is very near the entrance, so they don't have to travel a lot when they game over. Amazing Toaster finding Jump Cave, which at this moment I believe is kind of useless, while Link is in Payback Cave. Let's see what item he gets there. Amazing Toaster getting into the nightmare of that magic container cave. Let's see what he does. He's almost dead. So Link finding a palace. Looks like 2 or 5. I believe it's 5. And Cool and the gang is in Payback Cave, while Link is the first one to explore the east of this continent. Taking a death to a blue Lizafo, which is unfortunate. Tries again because those guys are full of experience. Cool and the gang getting the payback in Payback Cave, very vanilla location for that payback. And Link gets to the town of New Kasuto. He's gonna see how many containers he needs. He needs 7 containers to enter that house. He's gonna get the free spell. And if it is the spell, he can go to the end of the town and find another item. Let's see what he gets. And he finds the spell of thunder, which is a huge find for him. He only needs the spell of reflect to be in go mode. So this looks like a very fast Sith we're playing now. Yuno's finally getting through Parappa Cave. Is it? I'm not sure. I believe it is. Yeah, no, it was another cave. Okay. He was already on the other part of the West continent. While Link is finding a payback, a 500 point payback, which is useful for leveling up. And I believe Kunla and the gang is also exploring the east. So we've got 2 players on the east and 2 players on the west. And Kunla and the gang finds the town of New Kasuto, where he's gonna get the spell of thunder. Meanwhile, Link finds the town of Naboru, in which he gets a kind of free spell by getting some water for the lady, the most lazy lady on earth. And he finds the spell of shield, which is kind of useful, especially for not skilled players like me. Cool and the gang getting the spell of thunder, very important. And Amazing Toaster contemplating exploring the east, but he doesn't. So everybody's dying. Now Link took a death and a game over, so he's gonna have to travel some to get to the east again. Cool and the gang in Naboru to get the shield spell. And Link is in Mido. I don't remember if he got the downstab technique. I believe he didn't because he's gonna get it. So we've got a glimpse of the water tile, but as they don't have boots, they cannot enter it. And Yunus is exploring Valley of Death. Let's see how he fares in there. It's pretty hard. He's gonna use a technique called Fairy Feet, which lets you skip those encounters. And I think he's gonna make it. Meanwhile, Cool and the gang gets one of the nasty encounters of lava, while Yunus decides he's gonna explore this palace, which I believe it's Palace 2. I don't know. Let's see. As nobody has found the magic key, getting keys is very important. I believe we're playing the no extra keys flag, so keys aren't everywhere, so he has to get every key he gets. Amazing Toaster in the town of New Kasuto getting his spell of thunder. Meanwhile, Cool and the gang is in the town of Ruto. I believe he just found the trophy in the desert tile in the east. So he's gonna see what spell he gets in there. I bet he hopes it's the reflect spell, which is the spell everyone is looking for. And yeah, we're getting some technical difficulties on Yuno's stream. However, I believe he recovered from it. Is game over on purpose because he found a dead end. So he's gonna take over again. Yeah, in Randomizer, letting Ganon return is a damage boost. Lol. So, Palace 2 can be very, very, very punishing. It is a small palace, but well, it's like ordering a medium pizza. It is small, but if you have to eat it all and eat it by yourself, it is not good. So that's the thing with Palace 2. It's a small palace, but it tends to make you explore it all, and exploring it all is kind of a waste of time. So let's see how long Yunos takes. Meanwhile, Amazing Toaster finding the trophy. Let's see how fast he goes to Rudo to get that spell. Which I didn't see what spell it was. Does anyone know what spell was in the town of Rudo? Okay, Amazing Toaster finding a pigback cave in the east. He's gonna see what item lies in there. Meanwhile, Yunos finds the item, which is a pigback that he cannot get because he is in fairy mode. So he must be salty. And I also missed the spell that was in the pivot cave. I'm getting kind of distracted. Meanwhile, Link 7777 is in the other pivot cave getting the other item. Let's try to see what it is. And it is a 1-up, a doll, or as we would like to call it, a digger. So he got Dig Chug in Pigback Cave, which isn't that bad. This looks kind of unforgiving, and that 1-up is gonna help him explore a little bit more. Yeah, this game makes you wonder which is the worst case scenario. So one of the worst case scenarios is getting through the item door with fairy and finding that it is a pigback or a jar that you cannot stop because you are in fairy mode. So yeah, that's one of the worst scenarios. Yunos beating Palace 2 a while ago. He technically is ahead, but let's see what this race delivers. very good players here. So, all runners in exploration mode. So, Amazing Toaster decides to take on a palace. So, for those who are new to this randomizer, this is one of the best made randomizers, because not only you get randomized items, but you get randomized overworld, and you get randomized towns, randomized palace rooms, randomized enemies. Everything is randomized in this game. So every time you play the game is a whole new experience. So if you like Zelda 2, I recommend you that you try this randomizer, because it is amazing. Yeah, he is in go mode. Cool and the gang is in go mode if he got Reflect and Thunder. I didn't see when he get Reflect. So, 3 players in palaces right now. Link 7777 is in Palace 3, which is kind of a short palace, while Cool and the Gang and Amazing Toaster are in Palace 5, which is a very long palace. Is one of the palaces I like to explore later in the game. So Cool and the Gang getting through Echo Key room. Last week we had Error 72 getting that room without fairy, which was very swaggy. It took a while, but he got it. Okay, Yuno's also exploring Palace 3. And Amazing Toaster getting the false world in Palace 5 from right to left. In vanilla you got it from left to right. So all the rooms in the palaces are randomized, and Cool and the Gang finds Guma, which is the boss of Palace 5. He is a very difficult boss, and especially beating him in attack 3 level. So let's see how he does it. Yeah, one of the good things about this kind of randomizers is that in Palace 5 and Palace 2 you've got some drippers that in vanilla give you throw some bots that only give you 2 points of experience, but in this case the drippers are dripping blue iron knuckles, which are a lot of points worth, and they get killed easily. The enemies from the Reaper take very few hits, so one of the things you at the beginning is looking for the Reapers to farm experience. And Link finding the boss of Palace 3, which is Ribonek, and gonna manipulate him into the corner to downstab him to death. And he got lucky. He almost missed it, but he's kind of getting it. So Cool and the gang got placed a stone in one of the longest and hardest palaces, which is very good for him. Kind of makes him have the advantage in this moment. Let's see how the rest fare with it. However, Yunus just found Ribonek, and although he died to him, well, he has to explore the palace all over again. Thankfully he knows the way, but he just lost a lot of time. Yeah, Blue Iron Knuckles is very popular on Zelda 2 Randomizer. Okay, Amazing Toaster finds the key, which will help him get the spell of the town of Darunia. However, I believe players aren't looking for spells anymore. Yeah, so as I was saying, getting a lot of blue Iron Knuckles at the beginning of the game is very, very punishing for not skilled players like me. But they tend to be very popular, as well as Blue Lysafos and Red Dyras, which can be a very punishing experience. However, with this game you learn to run for your life. It's a skill that is very useful in real life. Okay, so Yunus is in round 2 with the Ribonek, and he gets the manipulation technique to kill him. Yeah, this game is a very good experience for masochists. We like to suffer with this game, but at the same time, it's a nice kind of punishment. I mean, it is a challenge. It's a very good game. It is a pleasure to fight in this game. So getting kicked in the ass is kind of good in this game sometimes. So Amazing Toaster getting to Guma while Yunus finding the item in Palace 3, which is a hard container, and game overing immediately to get out of there. He must be very salty because he game overed in a very bad position and he lost like 5 minutes, but well, it happens even in the best families. So Cool and the gang in the town of New Kasuto. I don't know what he's doing in there. I believe he already got the thunder spell. Oh, he's just healing. Yeah, this game is hard. However, if you look, the good players play it, you learn a lot of tricks that make your life a whole lot easier. In these randomizers, you see a lot of techniques that help you go through any game. So nobody so far has gotten the boots. We still don't know if they are necessary. They don't seem necessary, but let's see what the game has for us. Meanwhile, Cool and the gang exploring the Valley of Death. And Link 7777 finding a hard container in Palace 1. Yeah, when I was a kid, I believe I beat a palace a year. Yeah, so it was like playing the game a lot and beating a palace and then like finding the other palace and finding that it's kicking your ass so badly. So I just waited for like 9 months to get the feeling again, to beat another palace, and another year passed and another palace passed, and that's the story of my life with Zelda 2, which is my favorite game of all time. So it is cool to see these guys fighting Guma with such low levels. You gotta learn how to manipulate him. However, he's kind of random at some points. He's tough when he walks back like he did there. So let's see how he deals with him. He's doing good. He's almost getting the job done. While Link got the spell at Old Kasuto. And Link got into Maze Island, which is one of the places I like to explore early because it has 2 items besides the item in the palace. Let's see how fast he finds the items in there, while Eunice is fighting Horsehead, which is gonna take him no more than 5 seconds. So they're done, and he even had difficulties with him, but he got jackhammered by Eunice. So Cool and the gang finding a dead end in Palace 3. No, Palace 2, I believe, sorry. While Eunice is crossing the desert, the Dikchik Desert. And I believe he didn't find anything useful there. And Amazing Toaster getting his stone placed in Palace 5. So far Yunus has beaten three palaces. Link 7777 has beaten 2 palaces, and Cool and the Gang and Amazing Toaster have beaten 1 palace each. So Link just got an item from Maze Island, which I didn't see what it was. So if you can help me, I'd be grateful. So I gotta thank Yoko, who is doing tracking for us tonight. He's helping us deliver this puzzle of a game, while Yunus enters Maze Island and starts exploring all the tiles. But as the good old Yunus uses to do, he's gonna finish the palace first. He's gonna kill the palace. So Cool and the Gang placing his second stone in Valley of Death on Palace 2. Trying to get a forced encounter skip in Valley of Death, because those forced encounters are a nightmare. I tend to use fairy in those. Yeah, I believe there were no hints to the magic container in Maze Island. However, I believe if you got the key in Maze Island, you kind of knew that there will be something else in there. So yeah, but some of us got to Old Kazuto and New Kazuto without enough magic containers. Okay, so Amazing Toaster doesn't have the glove. He almost got trapped below the blocks in the palace. So Link 7 is getting a refill in the town of Sadia, while Yunus is in Palace 6 trying to find the boss, and he finds the item first. He's gonna take it, he's gonna see what the item is about. So Palace 6 has 2 mini bosses, which are these Ribbon X. One is guarding the item of the palace, and the other is guarding the boss. In Randomizer, the one that is guarding the boss can be anywhere. It can be guarding the mini boss that is guarding the item, so you can get two boss fights in sequence. So Yunus just got the boots, which is kind of useful. We don't know if it is necessary, but it will help him explore the overworld much faster. Yeah, one of the things I find kind of rude or cruel in vanilla is Palace 5, in which at the beginning of the palace you get like 3 dead ends that have absolutely nothing. So yeah, the vanilla game is kind of trolly. It has some stuff that says like, we want to troll you, we want to make you feel vulnerable. This word is trolling me. Vulnerable. I don't know how to pronounce that word. The more you know. Vulnerable. Okay. So, Amazing Toaster finding a pea bag, which he takes to level up, but I bet that wasn't what he was looking for, because he doesn't have the glove. He was hoping for the glove, I believe. So that's bad for him, because we all know the glove is in Hard Container Cave, out in the open for free, not in a palace. So Yunus is going through a very hard room of this game, the one he went to previously, but well, he plays so well that we didn't even notice. While Kula and the gang is fighting his Ribonek in Palace 3 to place his 3rd stone, technically tying Yunus. One advantage that Kula and the gang has over Yunus is that he beat one of the longest palaces, which is Palace 5, so we have to see how much time Yunus takes in that palace. However, Yunus just beat the other long palace, which is the Palace 6. He doesn't even let us see the boss. He just jackhammers the bosses. So, Amazing Toaster getting his 2nd stone place in Palace 2 in Valley of Death. While Yunus is searching for items in Maze Island, so we're gonna check what this Maze Island has for us tonight. It tends to be good, at least useful. Let's see. There's the first item, and he gets a magic container, which is not the best thing in the world, but it helps. Meanwhile, Kula and the gang getting into an item cave, finding a 1-up. Nintendo's merchandising spread all over Hyrule. In my case, in Randomizer, if I am 555, I am in go mode. However, it depends on luck. Sometimes the enemies are harder than in some randomizers than in others. They take more hits or they make more damage. So I believe 555, but having shield and life spell is doable for me. However, 666 I believe is more comfortable for me in this case. So Yunus is still searching for the item, which is very, very well hidden in the Maze Island. And Link getting the spell in the town of New Kasuto, which is he's getting the magic container house item, which in this case is the soprano saxophone, which helps him kill the river devil that in Randomizer is very, very rarely blocking anything important. Yeah, in my case, I think about levels for two reasons. Guma, because, well, I am not that good at fighting the boss of Palace 5, and Great Palace, which is the trollest of trolls, and very, very rarely you get an easy Great Palace. So Yunus is in Old Kasuto, and he finds the spell of life. Yeah, in this game you have to take some risks. When you race, it's kind of embarrassing sometimes. My first races, sometimes I just got killed by Thunderbird like 10 times in a row, so it can be bad. Yunus finding the magic key in the water tile. It's gonna help him do the palaces quicker. While Cool and the gang is placing his fourth stone. So in the case of Cool and the gang, he's missing Palace 4 and Palace 6. And in the case of Yunus, he's missing Palace 4 and Palace 5. Nobody has gotten into Palace 4. We have to remember that Palace 4 requires the spell of Reflect to beat the boss. And I'm not sure about who has that spell. These guys choose spells very quickly and don't let me read what spells they got. So Cool and the gang getting into Darunia to get probably Abstab and the spell of the town. I don't know if he found the kid, but I believe he did. No, according to the tracker, he hasn't. I think he's there to get Abstab. Abstab on first sight doesn't look very useful, but the thing about Abstab is that in Great Palace there are some rooms that require you to have Abstab. Those are rooms that in the original game in vanilla you get from left to right, but in the randomizer you can find those rooms from right to left. So Great Palace requires you possibly to have the hammer, to have fairy, and to have Abstab. Those are the three requirements, and the fourth requirement, of course, is the spell of thunder to beat Thunderbird. Okay, so we are nearing the hour of gameplay. Let's see in SRL how the rest of the guys are faring. So nobody has finished, which is no surprise. This seed is kind of fast, but at the same time it has its way to troll you. So this night we've got 12 players, and I'm gonna read their names to you because you maybe know some of them. So we've got Cool and the Gang, which we are seeing. We've got Trails, which is one of the newbies of the year. He has gotten very good in very short time. We've got Dick Shake, the creator of this game and one of the favorites to win this race. We've got Jay Cooper, a very good player. Rose City Sane, which is kind of like the dad of all of us. He's taking care of all of the weekly races and trying to make everyone feel comfortable. So a big shout out to Rose City Sane, which is an amazing player and an amazing person. We've got Bass Thunder. We've got Link 7777, which we are seeing, and Amazing Toaster, of course, and JJ Smith, Yunus, our champion, and finally we've got Thirwolf, which is the revelation of this year. He's been playing this randomizer for a very short time, and he has won races, and he has placed among the top players for several occasions. So very good players we've got tonight. So Yunus is getting the Thunder spell, which he didn't have. So I believe he's in kind of in go mode. I don't know if he has reflect. I haven't been able to check, but I haven't seen anyone get reflect, so we don't know. For example, I haven't seen anyone get the medicine, so I don't know what Middle Town has for us. So Yunus makes an intentional game over using App and A on the second controller to explore the west, and I believe he's gonna get into a palace in the west or something. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he's looking for the palace of the swamp, and he gets into 4. I don't know if he has reflect, but he maybe will look for the item in Palace 4. In palaces, the logic you use to explore the palaces depends on where the item is located in. In the case of Palace 3, 4, and 6, the item is located in a room that has an entrance from the left. So in 3, 4, and 6, it is a good idea to look to the right if you want to find the item. So Yunus did that and found a dead end. Yeah, as Duster W said, keep saying, in Palace 4 you always take left at the first elevator, and in this case that is being the case. Thank you, CPT Bardo, which I believe is Captain Bardo. I don't know. So thank you for saying that Yunus and Cool and the gang have reflect. Yeah, strengthen a shield is reflect. So Cool and the gang finding Barba, the boss of Palace 6, to place his 5th stone. So let's see how he does in there. Meanwhile, Yunus taking a drop to see what he finds in the bottom right of the palace. An amazing toaster finishing his 2nd palace. So Cool and the gang places his 5th stone and is looking for the last palace of the 6th before he gets into Great Palace. And Yunus finds the boss, which is Karok, and he is, for speedrunners, he is a nightmare because he is very random in his pattern and he can take a long time or a short time. So this game, speedrunning this game is very luck based because of encounters, and well, Karok is one of the factors. So Cool and the gang getting into Palace 4. Let's see how long he takes. He also takes the right on the first elevator, which is gonna lead him to a dead end, as we already know, because Yunus did just that. Yeah, reflecting Rudo sounds like a thing. And so somebody else commented that Cool and the gang had reflect. So yeah, I very much believe that reflect was in Rudo, and the required item, the trophy, was in the desert tile, if I'm not wrong. So Amazing Toaster is getting upstab in the town of Darunia, while Link 7777 is in the item room of Palace 6 fighting the Ribonek, which is the mini-boss of this item, while Amazing Toaster is going left in Darunia to talk to the lady and get his spell from Darunia. And Link 7 gets the boots, while Cool and the gang takes the leap of faith in Palace 4. A very tight jump. So Palace 4 is full of dead ends on the right. Yunus finding the boss of Palace 5 very quickly, Guma, and we're gonna see him shine at defeating him as fast as he can. The good thing about fighting Guma with good levels is that you get the chance to experiment and try to hit him as much as possible without caring that he hits you, because he doesn't do that much damage if you have good levels or if you have the life spell. So Cool and gang is very close to finishing Palace 4, while Enos is looking for Great Palace and he gets in, so he's kind of in the lead from these 4 players. Let's see how the other players are faring in this randomizer race. So nobody has finished so far. So we've got our first player in Great Palace. We don't know if any of the other players are in Great Palace. So this is one of the worst levels in every game possible. The legendary and huge Great Palace. But we have it shortened in this occasion. The 30% of the palace is gone. Well, Yunus takes the first drop, which can be a good idea or a bad idea. I tend to believe that taking drops at the beginning is a good idea. He's gonna take another drop, which is kind of forced. And he arrives in another of these rooms and finds another drop. So he's gonna take the third drop of the fourth of the 4 drops that are in this Great Palace, and he finds the L7 room. He's gonna try to skip the room by getting hit by one of those bubbles. So if he gets hit, it's swaggy. I believe he just gave up. I'm not sure if that is allowed in randomizer races. I believe it is, as long as you defeat Thunderbird. If Thunderbird is required, you have to beat Thunderbird, even if you skip the L7 room. So if you find Darkling, you have to walk back and find Thunderbird. So, Dick Shake, the creator of this randomizer, has finished in first place with a time of 1 hour, 8 minutes and 25 seconds. So, congratulations to Dick Shake for beating this Civ in such a good time. So Yunus finds a dead end, which is very bad news for him. So he takes an intentional game over and gets in the palace again from the beginning. Okay, so let's see if Cool and the gang gets the drop at Eon Room. We call that room that way because one of the legendary runners of this game, who is Enchantress of Numbers. I don't know how to pronounce that. Shame on me. Enchantress of Numbers beat Dick Shake in a race because she took that drop and Dick Shake didn't. So she earned the name of that room. So Yunus is in what we call a fan room, and he's almost dead. But he casts the spell of life, which will help him keep exploring in Great Palace. Meanwhile, Cool and the gang is in the fairy room, and he takes the left. A lot of players tend to say, take the left always on fairy room. So this is looking like a very big Great Palace, a very punishing Great Palace. And let's see if Cool and the gang takes the drop. And he doesn't, so let's see what he finds on the right of Eon Drop. So Yunus is being very unfortunate on Great Palace and takes his second intentional game over, and it starts from the beginning. So we tempt to believe that taking the Eon Drop to the right is the right way. Let's see. So congratulations again to Dick Shake, who is in chat, for winning this race. He did a very good job doing this seed in such a low time. So Yunus finally finds Thunderbird. And I didn't even notice how the route for finding Thunderbird was in this palace. He's using jump to kill him, which is not very usual among Zelda 2 players. Randomizer players, I mean. So he's gonna take a second shot at defeating Thunderbird. Meanwhile, Cool and the gang is taking another dead end. So the Eon room to the right wasn't the answer either. Now Yunus fighting with Thunderbird the traditional way, the pendulum way, manipulating Thunderbird's movement to move like a pendulum so he can get him in the platform. And he's almost killing him. And he defeats Thunderbird, and I believe Dark Link is very close, but we don't know. And he is, yes. So unless something tragic and very, very weird happens, Yunus will finish the game in a few moments. But Rose City Saint finished in second place with a time of 1 hour 14 minutes and 55 seconds. And Yunus just finishes in third place with a time of 1 hour 15 minutes and 18 seconds. So that was very, very close between the second place and the third place. So congratulations to both guys. Very, very, very good gameplay. In the case of Yunus, I don't know how Rose City Saint played, but congratulations. So we've got the uncomfortable silence because Yunus just shut off his sound. Meanwhile, Kool and the gang is still searching for answers in Great Palace. He finds the Eon room, which in this case was totally useless, and he goes left. And Boss Thunder has finished in 4th place with a time of 1 hour 16 minutes and 42 seconds. So GG to Boss Thunder. Very good time. And Kool and the gang just got Boss Thundered by Boss Thunder, who took the 4th place from him and also fell into him from the ceiling. So Kool and the gang entering a very, very, very horrible room. This room alone makes me wish I never played this Sith. So let's see how he does it, and he dies and he game overs. So he has to start again from the start of Great Palace. That's the fate of the mortals. Meanwhile, Link's 7777 is finishing Palace 4, getting to the boss of Palace 4, very close to it. While Amazing Toaster is getting his Reflect spell from the town of Ruto. So he now can beat Palace 4. So, Kool and the gang is in the man, I forgot the name of the room. While Link 7777 is fighting Karok, and he kills him, and he's ready to go to Great Palace. So, judging on the trollness of Great Palace, he still has a chance to finish in 5th place before Kool and the gang, who is about to die. That heart container that Yunus found, I believe, is making the difference. This palace looks like a nightmare with only 4 containers. Also, I believe he doesn't have the life spell, so yeah. That's a huge factor. Sometimes having good levels and good spells is quicker, so sometimes you see oh, he got trolled. The room where he game overed wasn't the answer, so that's very bad for him. He must be feeling very salty. Great Palace can be very punishing. So in this moment, Kool and the gang and Link are tied, technically tied. Link is even a little bit ahead of Cool and the Gang. So this is the way of this game. Anything can happen. And Great Palace can be very punishing if you take the wrong choices. Or even in this case, as you can see, Link is very well leveled up. He has very good levels, and he has all magic containers, and he has at least 5 heart containers. So he has the advantage in this moment. Well, the advantage that Cool and the Gang has is that he knows the way, or he already knows the dead ends, while Link 7777 doesn't know the dead ends, so he's doomed to take some of them. And Amazing Toaster finishes the palace. Bringing him closer to finishing this Sid. While Link is in a fun room, which looked very funny. So 2 more players have finished. Sarnax42 has finished in 5th place with a time of 1 hour 19 minutes and 24 seconds, while Third Wolf has finished in 6th place with a time of 1 hour 22 minutes and 11 seconds. So GG's to those guys. Hey, Rose City saying congratulations on 2nd place. You kind of sniped Yunus. Yunus. So yeah, congratulations. It was a very mean Great Palace. In this moment, we can see Cool and the Gang. He's suffering because he entered the palace with not many containers, especially. Yeah, you're totally right, Captain Bardo. That's what is making us suffer all together, because we want to see Cool and the Gang succeed through this nightmare. Also, Link at last finds Thunderbird and he's gonna fight him. So there you go. For all those who are new for Zelda 2 Randomizer, that's the way of the randomizer. You can be 20 minutes ahead of someone else, but if you mess up in Great Palace, that lead can be gone in a second. So yeah, Link is going to face Dark Link in this moment, so it's safe to say GG to him. So GG to Link 777 and 7, who finished in the 7th place with a time of 1 hour 25 minutes and 20 seconds. So yeah, this is a very punishing Great Palace, which I am very grateful that I didn't have to play. I am very scared of Great Palace and King Bots and everything that can happen in there. So Cool and the Gang, game overing on purpose again because he found the drop that he already took and that led to a dead end. So it's a nightmare. Meanwhile, Amazing Toaster is still looking for items. According to the tracker, he doesn't have the hammer, which is very, very bad news for him. Sorry, he doesn't have the glove. So I bet he's looking everywhere. He's looking in the west because he missed that cave. This is Jump Cave. Let's see how fast he finds the hard container cave, which has the hammer inside. So, Cool and the gang not getting buzzed under for the second time by that giant king bot. And he's entering the nightmare room again. I believe that room led to a dead end, but I don't know why he's taking it again, or I may be wrong. I believe he doesn't because, yeah, he's just entering. He's looking for hard container cave, as you can see in this moment. So, yeah, he hasn't found that cave. Yeah, Rywick, you are very welcome to race and join us in this nightmare, which we very much enjoy. So, Amazing Toaster finally finds the glove in a time of 1 hour, 29 minutes and 40 seconds. So, yeah, he must be very salty because he missed that very fundamental cave. So he's gonna defeat the two bosses he has to defeat in this moment. Meanwhile, Cool and the gang again in Great Palace takes the Eon Drop, which I believe it leads to a dead end. So I don't blame him. I still don't understand this Great Palace. I haven't been able to pay attention to it. Yeah, if you have an emulator and you have the Zelda 2 ROM and you download the randomizer, if you Google Zelda 2 randomizer, you'll find the link. And Then, when you get to the room, in the room we discuss what flags we're gonna use and what seed number. We don't discuss that. We discuss the flags, and then we feed the flags to a machine that rolls a seed for us and tells us what flag code set and what seed number we're gonna play. So every one of us has to open the randomizer, paste those numbers carefully, and then that's the way everybody plays the same game at the same time. Also, I recommend that if you don't have IRC experience, you read the documents about joining the SRL community in IRC beforehand, so you don't have to rush before your first race. So if you come to race with us, you're very welcome. However, I am last place king, so I won't give my throne to anyone. So beware, because I'm keeping the throne of last place king forever. In the weekly, we usually have like 10 to 15 runners. We do 2 races weekly. We do a race on Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Eastern Time. And we do this race that is on Thursday night at 11 p.m. And we also do a lot of casual races, so you can also join the Zelda 2 community Discord, where you can find the randomizer room and you can join us there. Because we play a lot of casual races every day, because we have new enthusiastic blood. Because we've got a player called Trails that wants to race every time, so we get a lot of chances to practice because we have several races a day. And also because we're gonna do the Max Rando tournament soon, so everybody's practicing a lot those Max Rando flags, which, as I told at the beginning of the stream, can be a huge nightmare or can be a breeze. You don't know. That's the cool thing about Max Rando. So, Amazing Toaster defeating the boss of Palace 3, and Cool and the gang finding another dead end in Great Palace. So, Amazing Toaster taking round 2 with Ribonek, I believe. Yeah, Ribonek. While Cool and the gang is in a chicken and waffle room. While Link is playing a game in his power pack. Let's see what he plays. That is also part of the randomizer. He could play any random game. So, Amazing Toaster places his 5th gem and goes to find... Oh, sorry, his 4th gem, and goes to find Palace 2 or Palace 6. Let's see which one he gets first. So he gets into Palace 6. Yeah, blowing the card is a huge factor. That in randomizer, if you load a randomizer and don't blow the card, you get a totally different game. So you gotta beware of that. You have to be very careful before you insert the power pack. You have to blow it. Blowing it is the way. So Amazing Toaster jumps over Canadian Hole and finds a dead end. Meanwhile, Cool and the gang is on his last life and is still looking for Thunderbird, which is hiding from him very, 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 very good. Yeah, Palace 6 has a Canadian hole in it, which is 4 tiles of floor that you can see, but that they are fake. So if you step on those tiles, you fall, you take a drop, which in the vanilla game leads you into a dead end, and you have to go around to try again and jump over that trap. But in randomizer it can be good. You can fall into the Canadian hole and find the boss, or fall into Canadian hole and find the item. So Canadian hole in randomizer is very, very, very random. And Amazing Toaster finishing his 5th palace, which is Palace. I didn't even notice. Palace 3 maybe, I don't know. No, it wasn't 3 because he beat Palace 3 a long time ago. While Cool and the gang is going to take the left this time, which according to Rose City Sane is the right way. Yeah, the thing about Canadian holes, I don't know a lot about it because, well, I'm from Colombia, so I'm not very familiar with the thing. But the thing is that in Canadian hole, a lot of Canadians fall. Yeah, so you can Google Canadian hole, and you'll see that it is a very common thing for Canadians to fall in the Canadian hole. Oh, so he's taking the wrong way again. Yeah, Rose City Saint says that he has to take the left below ferry room, so he's taking the wrong way again. Okay, we'll see if Amazing Toaster manages to beat Cool and the gang with how do you call that? With Cool and the gang having entered Great Palace like half an hour before. So let's see what the fate of these players says. Wow, the more you know. Sometime I googled Canadian hole, but I already forgot exactly what it was. So, Cool and the gang has 2 life left and decides to take another up and A to restart GP for the with the purpose of finishing the seed. And he's gonna take the ferry room to the left again, so that's again the wrong way according to Rose City saying. Yeah, I don't know. I hate forfeiting. I only forfeited a race once, and it was because I had a horrible headache, and I felt sick. I didn't want to finish it, and Great Palace was kicking my ass because I entered without enough magic containers, like Cool and the gang is doing in this moment. But yeah, if I were him, I will have forfeited already. He's taking again. Yeah, this leads to a dead end again. Yeah, the Thurwolf, congratulations for finishing the race in such a good time. And yeah, this Great Palace is horrible, man. Yeah, Cool and the gang is taking the first route that Yunos took. Yeah. Yeah, this I haven't understood this Great Palace well. So, the first room you find is Fairy Room, which you take a down. You go down the elevator, and then you take the left, I believe. So anything can happen, man. Let's see who wins between these two very good players. They are very good. The thing is that Randomizer can be very punishing on you, and sometimes it can put you in a very bad state of mind where you start missing things and making mistakes. So yeah, that's the way of the Randomizer. It's very punishing sometimes. Yeah, so if Rose 87 took every wrong turn in GP and ended in second place, so that's very good of him, very commendable. Yeah, this GP. Yeah, I believe I've seen this fan room in the guys that have finished. So I think he finally is in the right way, right? Yeah, sorry, Kirito86. Yeah, they are in the last palace, in Great Palace, the infamous Great Palace. And well, the thing is that Cool and the gang has spent a lot of time in this great palace. Is giving a nightmare, and Amazing Toaster just entered Great Palace like 5 minutes ago, and he's also having a hard time. But let's see who finishes first. Cool and the gang has kind of the advantage, I believe, because he was taking kind of the right way this time, but I'm not sure. Yeah, according to Dick Check, he's okay. So Amazing Toaster got there first. So let's see how he fares with Thunderbird. I don't know how many lives he has left, but he has good levels, so I think he shouldn't worry. So JJ Schmidt 77 finished in 8th place with a time of 1 hour 29 minutes and 14 seconds, which is a very good time for him. So congratulations for him for finishing the seat. Meanwhile, Amazing Toaster faces Dark Link, and unless anything horrible happens, which I believe it's not possible, he's gonna finish the game in a few moments. And Jay Copper has finished in 9th place with a time of 1 hour 38 seconds and 57 seconds. Sorry, 1 hour 38 minutes and 57 seconds. Meanwhile, Unos is playing Zelda 1, which can be entertaining for some of you. A lot of people prefer Zelda 1 to Zelda 2. I prefer Zelda 2. And Trails finishes in 10th place with a time of 1 hour 38 minutes and 57 seconds. And Amazing Toaster finishes in 11th place with a time of 1 hour 48 minutes and 4 seconds. So, GG to all those guys. And of course, Trails is down to race again. So, if anyone wants to race again, Rails is asking there to race again. As always, he always wants to race, which is good. Yeah, Kulane calls Trails Z, and he makes an emphasis on the Z. Yeah, they race a lot this week. They have raced like 10 times at least. So, in case you just got in this stream, we are finishing the Zelda 2 Randomizer race. We had a very, very nice seed. It wasn't that unforgiving until you entered the Great Palace. And in this moment, Cool and the gang is attempting to finish the Great Palace. But he pauses and yeah, Cool and the gang is thinking on forfeiting. So I don't blame him. Sometimes you aren't in the right state of mind to finish Great Palace. It's just too much for you, especially when it is not straightforward. But he's keeping at it, so let's wish he makes it this time. He's a very good player. Yeah, that's the attitude, Bisco. Me too, as long as he's playing, I'll be streaming and commentating on him. In my case, if I I always tell the guys that if I am streamed and I am taking a lot more than the other guys, please kill my stream. I don't like that situation, but well, Cool and the Gang is very brave and he's taking it like a man, like a strong person. Hey, Amazing Toaster! Congrats on finishing the race, and well, this seed was unforgiving. How did you feel about missing the glove for such a long time? What do you think was the factor that kept you from getting the glove sooner? So these chicken and waffle rooms are pretty tough. Sometimes you get very menacing set of enemies in there, so very tough sometimes. Yeah, Amazing Toaster, that's bad, and that happens a lot of the times. So you thought it was Parappa Cave when you entered that cave the first time? So Cool and the Gang is taking the wrong way again. He's going left on the ferry room, which we know it is not the way. So in the Ian room, everybody says take the drop. But in this case, both options are useless. Both options lead to dead ends. Yeah, Nightcrawler, but you have to be careful because Hard Container Cave is the same cave as the cave that is on the right to the ferry. I mean, Parappa Cave, Hard Container Cave is the same cave, the exact same cave as Fairy Cave. So if you kill the enemies in Fairy Cave and then go to Hard Container Cave, the enemies are gone. So that has led to some players to miss Hard Container Cave because of that, because they don't see any enemies on the first part of the cave, and that makes them think that that is Parappa, and turns out that they killed the enemies in Fairy Cave, and that's why they miss the cave. So please be aware of that situation, because it can happen to you. It doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. Yeah, you just have to keep in mind that if you already did the Fairy Cave, if you got into the graveyard tile that drops you into the sorry. If you make the Fairy Cave, the one that has the enemies that you enter from the right to the left, and it has enemies in the second part, you just have to remember you took it. So you can, so when you enter Hard Container Cave, if you already entered Fairy Cave, you should check thoroughly. Cool and the gang is going to attempt the L7 rune skip, and he dies trying to. The thing about this room is that it is not meant, you are not meant to go to the right of this room, but if you get pushed by one of those bubbles, you can maybe get to a place you want to. The thing about this is that if the flags of the seed tell you that Thunderbird is required, and skipping that room leads you to Dark Link without beating Thunderbird, you cannot do that in an official race, because, well, that will be breaking the rules. I believe that's the rule. Correct me if I am wrong, guys. Yeah, it's weird. It's like maybe they use the same caves for saving resources of the game. Yeah, I believe that's the reason, but it's weird. I don't know if there are more places that are exactly the same in Zelda 2, like those two caves. For example, Press G Polk, I think, who is a Zelda 2 vanilla speedrunner, told us the other day that he used to kill all the enemies in Hard Container Cave. So when he got into the graveyard tile that drops you, and you have to go through that cave to get to Palace 3, there wouldn't be any enemies, so it will save some time. The thing that he stopped doing that because when he entered the King's Tomb, the enemies got resetted reset it. So, well, you enter the Kingstown to get less encounters, to improve your options in not getting encounters. So he quit doing hard container before going to Palace 3. But yeah, that's the reason. So maybe we'll get to see some swag from Kool and the Gang. However, I don't know where this, if he gets it, where will it lead him to? Oh, he almost got it. Yeah, I've seen this done with the bubbles, with the skull-shaped bubbles, but I haven't seen this done with these fireballs. What do you call this? These snowflakes. Let's call them reverse snow. Yeah, I think that is a mistake I do sometimes, is that I entered Great Palace the first time carelessly, and that keeps me from track. If I reach a dead end the first time, that not having noticed the first time keeps me from getting in the right state of mind to organize the palace. But yeah, in these occasions, if you fail like the third or the fourth time, or you find the same rooms over and over again, I think the wisest thing to do is to draw a map. I know it sounds kind of lame, but it could help a lot. So he's gonna try again. We don't know what he's gonna do if he fails, and we don't know where that room will lead him if he gets it. So we'll see. Yeah, another thing that I find very useful for the guys that are thinking of getting to race this game, it's to sometimes say out loud what you do. Yeah, for example, if you leave a left, if you go to the right and leave a left behind, you need to say that out loud. I left a left behind. And if you left another left behind, you have to say I left two lefts behind. So your head gets, oh, he got it. Let's see where it leads him. He's gonna take the drop, which I don't know if he already took. And it's Thunderbird. Wow. Wow. I can't believe he didn't figure this Great Palace. He got there by force. So wow, that's very swaggy of Kool and the Gang. Wow. I'm very surprised that led him in the right way, but he game over. So we're back in the beginning. Let's see what he does. Oh my god. This is not his day. Okay, I'm lost. What did just happen? Okay, so guys, was this? Oh my god, this. Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't understand this palace because, well, when you finished it, it was in a breeze. So wow. Yeah, so guys, this is why this game is one of the most punishing games ever. You can make this great palace in less than a minute, or you can do it in almost an hour, like Cool and the gang just did. Wow. Very important lesson we've got today. Okay, so he's gonna fight Dark Link. Is he? He's standing there. Wow, I can't even imagine how he's feeling. Yeah, it's wow. And he takes the key and goes straight for Dark Link, which he doesn't know that he's gonna find Dark Link just immediately. So that is going to be even worse for him, finding that this great palace was very short and easy because I believe there weren't any enemies, only Thunderbird and Dark Link. So yeah, that's the lack of the Zelda 2 randomizer. So he's gonna finish. And he finishes in 12th place with a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes and 12 seconds. So the race is complete. All the racers have finished the seat. So congratulations to everyone. It was a very good race and it taught us a lot of things about the possibilities of the randomizer. For example, that taking the swag in the L7 room or in Echo Key room like last week can help you. So okay guys, thank you for watching. GG to everyone. Congratulations to Cool and the gang for not giving up, which is very, very commendable. So we'll see you with the two semi-weekly randomizer races, Tuesday 9 p.m. on Randomania channels and Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming. So thank you very much, good night, and I hope you don't get nightmares about Zelda 2 because those are very bad. Good night everyone.